it's a dance. It's a dance
a little
workout.
bit of, like, you know, a little bit of that.
Just say
Just
dance,
dance
and we know
and-
Ryan's
okay.
gonna start dancing.
This is all I've got. This is my only move I've got. So let's get to the forecast. But just draw your attention to this. By Sunday, pleasant conditions. I know, only 85 degrees. It's still warm. It's still summer. It's just not oppressive. Hey, it's cold outside. We all know that. And there is rain in the forecast for your Tuesday, but not at the bus stop, but staying a little bit further out to sea, and that makes all the difference. But it's Chambersburg. It's Ice Fest.
And each week, it seems my buddy, meteorologist Ryan Coyle, finds a new way to celebrate this season in his I Like Winter segment.
Winter lovers unite! Come on. Come on, old gal.
I feel like I need to do my own little thing in the center here.
It's time for spring, says Bill in Shippensburg. Bill, I'm right there with you. We're just not there yet. It's not unmanageable, I will say that. I mean, in my first, okay, see, as soon as I say that, of course, the big gust of wind comes through.
We're the worst in the region in almost 25 years. Yeah.
As bad as snowstorms can be, at least we don't have anything like that in the forecast.
Yes.
You know, tornadoes are no fun to be around. That is certainly the case. And now all is quiet in our forecast for the next couple of days. Let's not forget that. The next couple of days are going to be nice and peaceful here in the mid-state. This is the view from Chambersburg live on the ABC 27 Bureau and Toyota WeatherNet in HD. Even though it's nightfall, we can still see the main drag there looking good. And as far as our weather goes today, you know, it wasn't terrible. It was just windy. Winds sometimes can be the biggest problem. 33 degrees the current temperature in Harrisburg, 34 in Carlisle, 31 in Mifflintown. But when you factor in the winds, it's gusty at times, up to near 17 miles an hour out of the northwest in Harrisburg. York reporting 13-mile-an-hour winds. It's been like this all day long, so that's where we start to pick up that wind chill, that real feel temperature to the skin. This is what matters if you're stepping outside without the coat, scarves, the gloves on. Feels like it's in the teens up there towards State College. I think a lot of these numbers are actually bound for the teens and maybe even single digits throughout the overnight hours because the winds are not going to go calm later on tonight. They're going to continue here through the overnight hours. And of course the clouds. Clouds have been with us all weekend long. You see some of these lake effect snow showers trying to move on into the region. They're actually part of an upper level disturbance that's moving on through. That's part of the reason why we're seeing so much in the way of cloud cover as well. It's all starting to move on out of here, and tomorrow finally, we get back to a little bit in the way of sunshine, a mix of sun and clouds. Not going to be a perfect day, but it will certainly be better than the weather we experienced here on both Saturday and Sunday. Now you can see back behind me, here's that storm that we continue to track here for the middle part of the week. This would arrive Tuesday night. There's not too much of it right now. It's still well up there in the northern part of the Midwest. But notice high pressure will build in for the middle, or the early part of the week, I should say, Monday and Tuesday. It's by Tuesday night things start to go downhill. So if you have any outdoor plans, Monday, first half of Tuesday, you're looking fine. It's after that that we're going to have some issues here with the forecast. Watch as it moves across the mid-Atlantic. This is not a nor'easter by any means that we're talking about here. This is coming across the country through the Ohio River Valley, and it's going to arrive late Tuesday night. Now, where does it go from here? That's the question. Does it just go right out to sea? Does it try and turn a little bit up and move up the coastline? Well, that area of high pressure off to the north is actually going to do a lot to prevent it from turning and heading back up the east coast. So this is going to go out to sea, and we're going to be on the northern fringes of this storm. What does that mean for our weather? Well, it all depends on where you're located here in the mid-state. The highest impact would be across the southern tier counties. The further north you go, the less snow we're likely to see. Now, these storms could change, the track could change, and this graphic may have to change, but this is where we're at right now. As far as snowfall goes, there's the potential we could have to shovel some of that snowfall by the time we get around to Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. But your forecast tonight, 24 degrees. Breezy conditions continue out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. A pleasant Monday, highs up to near 40 degrees, but the winds are still going to be a pain. Even though your high is 40 degrees, it won't feel all that nice outside with northwesterly winds at about 10 to 20 miles an hour. There's that nighttime snow by the time we get around to Tuesday evening, probably after the commute, so we're looking good there. And then as we make our way into the day on Wednesday, the further south you live, the more likely you are to see some snowfall across the region. After that, we wrap things up late Wednesday night. By Thursday, take a look at the temperatures here. We actually quickly increase them back up through the 40s. Coyle's choice and mostly sunny skies by Saturday. So as soon as that snow falls, we're going to work to start melting that snow later on in the week because, hey, it's March. It's time to move on. It's time to think forward to spring.
Spring forward.
Spring forward and spring those clocks forward by the time we get to Saturday night.
And it is a little soggy out there, but Ryan promises me it's going to get better.
It's not only it's going to get better tomorrow, it's going to get better later this morning. In fact, we're already starting to see some breaks in the showers down there toward Chambersburg, central parts of Franklin County. So the back edge is already starting to move in. Now, it's not completely going to shut off probably until about noontime, but at least the steady rainfall that we are seeing across much of the viewing area will start to wrap up within the next couple hours. One moving right on up the river, moving in now toward parts of Northumberland County, going to skirt on by Pillow, just to the west of Pillow, as it continues to march on up the Susquehanna River. But there's Chambersburg looking out in our western viewing area, and they are starting to get into the clear. But of course, the rain still dampened the roadways as people start to make the morning commute down in Chambersburg. The one good thing we could tell you, the temperatures are rather comfortable. 64 degrees in Ship, 67 in Chambersburg, 64 degrees in Fairfield. These numbers are a solid 10, 15, even 20 degrees warmer than the seasonal normals for this time of the year. We should be in the upper 40s, and yet we are at 65 in Williamstown, 65 in Harrisburg, and we'll wrap up our tour of New Bloomfield, reporting a temperature of 64. Good morning to everybody out there as we start this Thursday morning, and of course today is October 4th, which means it is, believe it or not, National Frappe Day. Now, I'm also being told by Allie that it is also National Taco Day. I don't think those two go all that well together, but
Margarita frappes.
Margarita frappe specifically. Oh, you want to mix the two?
Yes.
I don't.
There's got to be such a thing, right?
That sounds like an ugly afternoon. But as far as the forecast goes, it's going to be an ugly morning. Scattered showers and rain basically between now and about noontime. But it will become less widespread as the morning progresses. It's all coming up out of the south, and what we're going to keep an eye on is this area of low pressure that has actually drifted out into the midwestern part of the United States. Now it's lifting up through the Great Lakes region, but that's partly responsible with why we're seeing these showers this morning. All that activity will continue to march off to the east, and as we move through the rest of your day today and into Friday morning, we are going to start to see some clearing. So high pressure will build in only temporarily, blocking our weather pattern for the day on Friday. Then we're going to have to keep an eye on this line of showers associated with a cold front. That's knocking on the door for Saturday night. The first half of the day Saturday, though, looks pretty good. 75 degrees, today's high temperature. We'll do better than that tomorrow, I promise you. 56 degrees, tonight's low. Partly cloudy, cooler at night. And we'll go cooler at night, but we'll also warm up a little bit during the day, so it all is a give and take. 80 degrees, your high for Friday, partly cloudy skies and Coyle's choice. And then we'll only be in the 60s to near 70 for Saturday. Evening showers possible. That gives way to 50s on Sunday. The good news, the only good news I can really have for you here is that at least we're not going to be in the 40s on Monday. We're not going to ramp all the way down, but it is going to be a rather chilly weekend by the time we get around to Sunday night.
It's going to feel so strange after we were in the 80s this week.
It is a big roller coaster, and it's called fall.
Yes.
There you go.